Hey guys, welcome to the latest episode of the Lion and Liverbird podcast. We want to talk about the five talking points from week three of the Premier League. We've got a separate episode where we talk about just Liverpool versus Manchester United at Old Trafford, and that's a doozy. Do check that out. But we start off with a club that's actually impressing a lot, and it was a club that we both spoke about in with a lot of praise before the start of the season. It's Aston
Mhm.
Villa. They beat
Yep.
Leicester 2-1. They look pretty good, and we believe that they are one of the clubs that will be fighting for a top four spot again. So, Rohit, you've been impressed with Villa this season, right?
Yeah, I've been impressed with Villa, and specifically, I wanted to talk about their goal scorers. Right, the first goal was scored by Amadou Onana. He scored two goals in games now. Essentially, Villa bought him from Everton, and we can see how badly Everton is doing, and how well Villa is doing. So Amadou Onana, very unique profile, right? Tall, central midfielder, defensive midfielder who can contribute with goals, good in the air. A lot of teams would have liked to have him. And the second person who scored the winning goal essentially is John Duran, the young Colombian striker. So Chelsea were after him for the longest time. He has some very unique traits, right? He has a bullet of a shot, especially with his left foot. He's good in the air, but I think there were some issues in some behavioral aspects or something, and that's why it broke down. But he's also scored two winners. I think he scored the winner against West Ham, and now he scored the winner against Leicester. So those were the two kind of shining stars at Villa. I think they'll be doing pretty well.
Yeah, yeah. So Villa and West Ham were the two teams that we had picked to do well. Villa seem to be doing better than West Ham, but we'll talk
Yeah,
about West Ham a little later in this episode. Moving on, we want to talk about your club, Chelsea. You
yeah.
did pick this clash to be a little difficult. I was expecting Chelsea to actually win it, but you said, you can't guarantee anything with this Palace side and obviously with this Chelsea side. What are your thoughts? 1-1, I think, is how it ended. Uh,
Yeah, it ended 1-1. Chelsea had most of the possessions and most of the shots, and there was an amazing equalizer from Eze, right? Beautiful curling shot. But Chelsea, gave away quite a few opportunities, although they were not high XG opportunities, but it was a very transitional game in that sense, right? Because Villa basically had a mid-low block, and then they were attacking us on the counter, and Chelsea is kind of famously very weak in the central midfield area in terms of defensive abilities and physical abilities. So it's very easy to counter against us. And it was the same thing here, right? I think Nicholas Jackson scored another goal. That's a good thing, right? So last year, I remember Nicholas Jackson at one point of time had more yellow cards than goals. This time, I think he also, although he did get a very stupid yellow card again in this game, but he scored another goal. But I think it'll take time, right? I really, really hope that Chelsea is given Enzo Maresca is given 2 years no matter what, because he's shaping the team in his vision. We talked about this in the other episode about manager having a certain vision, a certain style that he wants the team to play, and then he needs time. So I'm okay with it. It was a decent result, I guess, for us. Not a loss. Anything that's not a loss is decent right now.
Yeah, and they gave Jackson a new deal till 2033. 2033?
Yes. Yep.
2033.
Yep.
Wow.
Yep.
Nice.
We're getting old. Yeah.
Speaking of this thing deals, I think Everton were dealt one of the biggest,
Oh man.
uh, I mean, one of the most embarrassing losses in a long time. Like,
Mhm.
they were up against Bournemouth. They had lost the first two games of the season. They were leading 2-0 till the
Mhm.
87th minute. Three goals, no answer. Everton lose the third match on the bounce. Sean Dyche is under a lot of pressure. Uh, Things don't look good for them. I mean, there's really nothing
No.
that you can bring up, right?
I mean, who do you get after Daesh to save you from relegation? Daesh is the man to
Allardyce.
save you from relegation.
Allardyce. How can you
Big
forget? Big
Sam.
Sam to the rescue. But yeah,
Oh, man.
who do you get?
Yeah, yeah. To be honest, when Everton was leading 2-0 against Bournemouth, I was very surprised. I'm like, okay, how is this happening? And then,
Yeah.
they capitulated. I feel bad for Everton. I feel bad for you after losing the fun of the rivalry between Liverpool and Man United. You'd also lose the fun of the rivalry
I
between
don't mind if
Liverpool and
if Everton
Everton.
get relegated. I really don't mind if that happens. I don't care. It's fine.
Oh well, yeah, I think yeah, with the transfer window closed, I think things look pretty grim for Everton. Let's see what happens.
Yeah, so it's tough to say what they will do now because I really don't understand what's going on at Everton. Also, like they just somehow managed to avoid relegation last time, and you would think that he would become better. after that
Mhm.
scare. But yeah, let's see who comes in. Maybe you
Yeah.
need a replacement for Daish. We need to talk about this. Erling Haaland scoring another hat trick. Uh,
Yes.
I mean, it's a joke now. Is the Premier League that easy for him? He scored a hat trick the previous game also, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, he
Two
did.
hat tricks back to back. Yeah.
So this is something we spoke about in our earlier podcast that if West Ham need to have any chance of getting something from this
Yeah.
game, they have to keep Haaland on shackles and all that, and he just blew them all away. Great
Yes.
finish for the third goal, by the way. That was really impressive.
Yes.
But what do you do with Haaland? I mean, you it's so difficult to contain him when he's in the mood. Like when he's in the
Yeah.
mood, you can't do anything.
Yeah, I think when he's in the mood, you can't do anything. And the other thing is, he's got such good technicians all around him, right?
Mm.
You've got goals almost everywhere in that team. It's going to be hard to stop City, and then the other thing about Haaland is, I think, in our FPL episode, I told people, don't go for Haaland. He costs too much. Egg
So
on my face.
that's become a running meme of sorts because a lot of people are now saying that I try to play the other way, not take Haaland in,
Yeah.
and this is what happens. So you keep Haaland, you keep Salah,
Keep
keep
Haaland,
getting.
make him the captain, and then
That's
you
it. Just
win.
chill, just chill.
You
And now
win.
I think the biggest
Okay.
talking point from the weekend was Declan Rice's second yellow leading to a red
Hmm.
card. A lot of people just say red card, but it's not true. It's the second yellow that he got. Uh, some people have said it's a little harsh. I think it's perfectly all right because I know what Rice was doing. Anybody who's played football, even a little bit, knows what he did. He tried to stop who was oh yeah the Brighton player from taking a quick free kick. He was in the way, and he's very sly. He takes a quick a peek at the ball and just nudges it with his right foot, and then on the other side, the Brighton player was a little naughty also because he knew what Rice was doing,
Yeah.
and he
I
just
like that he
smacked
gave him a
him.
kick.
He just smacked him. And then he's acting victim. He's like, "Hey, what am I supposed to do? He's in the way." And like, I shoot
Oh my
somebody. I'm like, "Hey, he's in the way of the shot. It's not my
god.
fault."
Yeah.
So they both
Oh.
deserved yellow cards for it. I don't know if
Mhm.
the Brighton player got it or not. I think he did. I'm not sure. But I think
I
this is
don't think
perfectly
so.
fine. Oh, if he did it,
Mm.
then that's a wow. But I think this is perfectly fine. A lot of these shenanigans happen, and this is actually a rule of the Premier League. Once a free
Yeah.
kick is given, you can't hold onto the ball, you can't throw it away. The problem
Agreed.
is that the referees are not consistent with it. And that is something I
Hmm.
agree with, is that they don't consistently give yellow cards away.
Yeah, I agree with that, right? I mean, I totally agree with you. Rice definitely deserved the second yellow. He should have known better. He's an experienced player now, right? He
He's
knows
never
that,
been sent
even
off
if you
in senior football. So
Yeah,
this is
exactly,
the first
exactly.
red
And this
card.
is a stupid thing to be sent off for. Yeah, but the consistency of the referees is very, very true, right? They have to try to be more consistent. And I think, maybe the folks in the VAR room and all of that stuff could be feeding stuff into him, right? If there's a foul, just set a standard. And if you've given a yellow card for something, make sure that the referee knows that, hey, this is very similar to the previous yellow you gave. You should give a yellow in this case or something. I don't know how that works, but I think in the heat of the moment, it's sometimes hard for referees. I understand you're trying to run for 90 minutes. How do you remember, what exactly did you do in minute 5 or something like that? But I think that's where, some consistency, some systems need to be in place.
I
I
think we need to
agree.
bring AI into the refereeing game.
I was going to say that.
You're gonna bring in Meta,
Yeah,
bring in Bard, let them do this because at least you'll have consistency, even if it's incorrect decisions. At least it's
yeah,
consistent. But yeah, I agree
agreed.
with you. I think the pressure gets to the referees, but uh,
Mhm.
that's the issue. One referee sees the game in one way, the other referee sees the game in another way. So
Mhm.
another referee would have done nothing here. I'm sure they would have just said, "Play on,
Yeah,
just get up, talk to them, and say
agreed.
continue." So yeah,
Agreed.
so yeah, that's it. Oh, just one more off the cup. I think we missed this in the other episode, but we need to give plaudits to Ryan Gravenberg. I think
Hmm.
we should have spoken about it in the other thing, but Ryan Gravenberg was excellent for Liverpool as the number 6. We've spoken about Liverpool needing a number 6, and they might have saved some money if
Yeah.
Slot can develop him further. So great job, Ryan Gravenberg. And with that, we wrap up this week's top 5 talking points from the Premier League matches. There are no Premier League games next week, so we'll have some other fun content listicles. Till that time, do share, like, and subscribe to our content. We love hearing from you guys. We're slowly growing our deeds. and our viewers. So thank you for all the support.
Yeah.
And do keep sharing stuff with us. Thanks a lot and take care. Bye bye.
Sounds good. Bye bye.